So, like I said, I promise you I'm going to talk to you and tell you about what it's like being Moorish American and what it means to be Moorish American from my perspective, my point of view. And like I said, there's one basic, common denominator that we all start with as Moorish Americans, proclaimed Moorish Americans, faithful Moorish Americans. And it starts with one simple thought pattern. And so, to talk about that thought pattern first, let me read to you what I'm talking about. And from there, we can expand off of it. So let me read to you. It's very short. So just listen. Time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time began, a time come when it would end. The thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. No finite mind can comprehend things infinite. All finite things are subject unto change. All finite things will cease to be because there was a time when they were not. The bodies and the souls of men are finite things, and they will change. Yea, from the finite point of view, the time will come when they will be no more. But man himself is not the body, nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Creative faith gave to man, to spirit man, a soul that he might function on the plane of soul. Gave him a body of flesh that he might function on the plane of things made manifest. Why did creative faith give to spirit man a soul that he might function on the plane of soul? Why did creative faith give the soul a body of flesh that it might function on the plane of things made manifest? This is it. This is the number one common denominator that we're talking about right here as Moorish Americans. This understanding that we are all created from the Creator, that we come from the divine source, that we are a spirit, not the body, not the mind, but the spirit within that emanates and animates this body of flesh. If you have a problem teaching that tenet to your children, that they come from the Creator, the one creator of everything that is, was, and evermore to be, that they are not this flesh, that they are not the mind, but they are the spirit that moves all that, you're going to have a problem acclimating to being in the clearing and pure nations. Because, see, we don't set our standards to the physical reality. We don't set our standards and hopes, admirations to what's going on in just the thought. We recognize we must move with the spirit, our natural plane. That's the number one common denominator for the Moorish Americans. Let me continue to read so you can get this, because this whole chapter, this is the first chapter. This is why I'm reading. It's the most important chapter. The Prophet Noble Ali put it as the first thing. Here and now, ye cherubim, ye seraphim, ye angels, ye men. Hear now, O protoplasm of earth, and plant and beast. Hear now, ye creepy things of earth, ye fish that swim, ye birds that fly. Hear now, ye winds that blow, ye thunders, and ye lightnings of the sky. Hear now, ye spirits of the fire, of water, of earth and air. Hear now, everything that is, or was, or evermore will be. For wisdom speaks at the highest plane of spirit life. Man is a thought of Allah. All thoughts of Allah are infinite. They are not measured up by time, for things that are concerned with time begin and end. The thoughts of Allah are the everlasting of the past until the never-ending days to come, and so is man, the spirit man. But man, like every other thought of Allah, was but a seed that held within itself the potencies of Allah, just as the seed of any plant of earth holds deep within itself the attributes of every part of that special plant. So spirit man, as a seed of Allah, the great God, held deep within himself the attributes of every part of Allah. This is the number one tenet, that we are the seed of God, and that as being from the source, the creator, which we come, then we have the same attributes, the same abilities, the same makeup as from the source from which we come. That's the number one foundational understanding for all Moorish Americans. The man is a thought of God, and that God thinks of us definitely. That God is active and a part of our life, that God is inside of us, not outside of us, that we are the children of the Creator as his thoughts. And a finite mind may not be able to comprehend exactly what that means, but if you stick around and study yourself, you'll see very, very, very quickly how God has put his fingerprint on you, and how this understanding that you are a seed and a part of the Creator is as true as it gets. And praise God, praise Allah for this revelation, in my life, and hopefully in your life. But that's the number one tenet. And if I continue to read this chapter, which I will, because this is what we teach our children. This is our creation story. And if you have a problem teaching this to your children, then it's, this ain't really you're not going to be able to be in this nation. Now, seeds are perfect. Yea, as perfect as the source from which they come. But they are not unfolded until life made manifest. The child is as perfect as the mother is. So man, as a seed, must be deeply planted in a soil that he might grow, unfold as the bud unfolds to shows the flower. The human seed that came forth from the heart of Allah was foreordained to be the Lord of the plane of the soul, and the Lord of the plane of things made manifest. So Allah, the husbandman of everything, threw forth this human seed into the soil of soul. It grew apace, and man became a living soul, and he became the Lord of all the kingdom of the soul. Hark! Now let every creature hear. The plane of soul is but the ether of the spirit plane, vibrating not so fast. And in the slower rhythm of this plane, the essence of life are manifest. The perfumes, the odors, and the true sensations, and all of love manifested. And these soul attributes became a body beautiful. A multitude of lessons man must learn upon the plane of soul. And here he tarries until many ages until his lessons are all learned upon the boundaries of the plane of soul. The ether began to vibrate slower still, and then the essences took on a final garb. The perfumes and odors and the true sensations and the awe of love were clothed in flesh, and man was clothed in flesh. Perfected man must pass through all the ways of life. And so a cardinal was full manifest, a nature that sprang forth from fleshy things. Without a foe, a soldier never knows his strength. And thought must be developed by the exercise of strength. And so this carnal nature soon became a foe that man must fight, that he might be the strength of Allah made manifest. Let every living thing stand still and hear. Man is the Lord of the plane of manifest, a protoplast, a mineral, a plant, a beast. But he gave up his birthright just to gratify his lower self. But man will regain his lost estate, his heritage. But he must do it in a conflict that cannot be told in words. Yet he must suffer trials and temptations, manyfold. But let him know that the cherubim and seraphim that rule the stations of the sun, and the spirit of the mighty Allah who ruled the solar stars are his protectors and his guide, and they will lead to victory. Man will be fully saved, redeemed, perfected by the things he suffers on the plane of flesh and on the plane of soul. When man has conquered carnal things, his garb of flesh will have served its purpose well. It will fall and be no more. Then he will stand untrammeled on the plane of soul, where he must full complete his victories. Unnumbered foes will stand before man upon the plane of soul. These he must overcome, yea, overcome them every one. Thus hope will ever be his beacon light. There is no failure for the human soul, for Allah is leading and victory, Allah is leading on, and victory is sure. Man cannot die. The spirit man is one with Allah, and while Allah lives, man cannot die. When man has conquered every foe upon the plane of soul, the sea will have fully opened out. It will have unfolded in the holy breath. The garb of soul will then have served its purpose well, and man will need it nevermore. And it will pass and be no more, and man will then attain unto the blessedness of perfectedness and one with Allah.